We're back at 7:42. Nearly 50 years after her death, Marilyn Monroe remains a fascinating figure. Her fans search for any detail about her life. Well, now a new book called Fragments, Poems, Intimate Notes, Letters by Marilyn Monroe, is revealing a side of the actress that has never been seen before. Marilyn Monroe is an icon for the ages, with a star that's about to get a little bit brighter. A new book promises to shed light on the turbulent life of the beloved actress. Made up of a collection of notes and letters Monroe left to her acting teacher, Lee Strasberg, recently discovered by Lee's wife, Anna. The book highlights notes that Marilyn began writing around 1951, detailing insecurities and fears, along with optimism and dreams. It also touches on her 3 marriages, most notably those to Yankee great Joe DiMaggio and playwright Arthur Miller. And the world watched as Marilyn developed from Norma Jean into Hollywood's perfect blonde in the 1950s, showcasing her signature bombshell style.
That kind of reached a height when she did Niagara.
Get out the fire hose.
And that's when she began to project the most brilliant, dumb, blonde character of the 20th century.
But publishers say her writings reveal a more cultured and curious Marilyn. Her greatest fear? Disappointing those she loved. But you wouldn't think that by the looks of her birthday salute to President John F. Kennedy in 1962. There's one element that the archives leave unanswered: her death.
So many theories and so many stories have been put out about her death that the cause is bathed in mystery.
And nearly half a century since that tragic death, Marilyn Monroe still fascinates her fans. Courtney Hodel is the executive editor at Farrar, Straus & Giroux, the publisher releasing Fragments. Courtney, good morning. Nice to see you. Now, these are personal diaries. Why are they being released now?
It's absolutely extraordinary, isn't it? Marilyn left all of her personal effects to her acting mentor, Lee Strasberg, and his widow, Anna, was going through his papers, and she found these 2 cardboard boxes in a closet that contained these treasure troves.
Well, as long as you've picked it up, that is a black diary. It's from 1951. I understand the first pages she has written in, and then the rest of the diary is blank. But what stands out to you?
There's this beautiful poetic line she's written here that says, "Alone, I am alone, I'm always alone, no matter what." And this was a real theme in her life. But on the opposite page, she says, "I believe in myself, even my most delicate and tangible feelings."
And as we said in the setup piece, there was this always contradiction between despair and optimism.
Right.
This was written 11 years before she died.
Right.
Does it tell us that there was this incredible conflict even that early in her life?
I think so. You know, she had a very difficult childhood. She was in and out of foster care, and she was always looking for reassurance and for love, and that's definitely a theme in her life.
Here was this woman who exploded on the screen. I mean, anytime she was on the screen, I pity the person who was on the screen with her, because she dominated, and yet she does write about this panic she felt often before she would shoot a particular scene, and it was the fear of disappointing people.
She suffered terribly from stage fright, and it was basically because she feared disappointing people. She had these dreams that she was hollow inside, that she did not have the gifts that she believed she had.
For all of her insecurities, or perhaps even because of them, she was accused of being a kind of diva, a kind of movie star out of control. She was often late to acting classes and shoots, and yet it was something she was trying, it seems, to change.
Yes, she wasn't really trying to change her image. She was trying to change herself.
Make herself better.
Make herself better, yes. So we see these sort of resolutions she wrote saying, go to class, work harder, go take a class at university in literature, try to enjoy myself no matter what I do.
There's another notebook, and this one's from 1958, so 7 years after this one, 4 years before her death. And in it there is a cry for help. There is she writes in it, "Help, help, help. I feel life coming closer when all I want to do is die."
Yes.
I mean, you don't have to be a psychiatrist to say, you know, this sounds like some kind of early suicide note.
It's definitely the expression of a very powerful emotion. She actually wrote that shortly after her marriage to Arthur Miller, and she discovered a diary entry where he was expressing doubts about their marriage and that he was sometimes embarrassed by her. And so this devastated her, really filled her with despair.
There's a writing in one of the books about John F. Kennedy's brother-in-law and actor, Peter Lawford, who was very popular at the time. And this is going to give conspiracy theorists just a picnic, but she expresses fear of him. Can I read that?
Yes.
She says, about being afraid of Peter, he might harm me, poison me, etc. Why strange look in his eyes, strange behavior? What do you make of that?
I don't know what to make of it. All we have are Marilyn's own writings there in black and white before us. We can't know what went on in that relationship. That's the fascinating thing about this book, is that it reveals mysteries. It's going to give a lot of people a lot to think about. But you see the writing itself is very turbulent and agitated, and she writes notes and there are arrows pointing this way and that as if these thoughts are occurring to her very, very quickly.
What would you like people to learn from this book? What should they learn that they don't know about the legend?
You know, I think she had this image of being the dumb blonde that had to do with a lot of her screen roles, but she was very thoughtful and intelligent and witty. She was a great reader. She wrote poetry. You know, she was trying to change her life.
Oh, it's very complicated, no question about it. Courtney, thanks very much.
Thanks
we
for having
appreciate
me.
it. The book is called Fragments.